Give me my theme music!
What is up, Buff Nation, and welcome into Buffs News Weekly Live, your weekly news videos for the Colorado Buffaloes. And today was a massive and historic day as the Colorado Buffaloes completed off their 2025 recruiting class in style, I must say. Now, were there any big surprises like was being talked about? No, there wasn't. But out of the 15 commits that we had this recruiting cycle, 14 of them ended up signing, which is pretty darn good. Okay. We did not see a ton of flips this year. We didn't see any type of wish-washy. We had one flip, and it was a flip we already knew about from weeks ago, and that was Alex Graham flipping, although he ended up with USC instead of going to Michigan like was originally thought a couple weeks back. Now, of course, we did not get any of the surprises. Michael Carroll ended up going to Bama. And of course, the big one was Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng going to Michigan. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of an update on Boateng, as obviously I was very high on him. I thought that for sure he was going to be signing with Colorado. And as of this morning, he was signing with Colorado, I found out. The problem was Michigan came in this morning with a massive amount of money. I'm talking massive amount of money, guys. Okay. And that was what swayed him to Michigan. We weren't going to match the type of money that he was getting from Michigan. Just wasn't going to happen. And so money ended up being the deciding factor. Now, does that mean that Colorado doesn't have money or isn't going to compete with the likes of Michigan in the future? Not necessarily. I think that the team just doesn't want to spend that much for that caliber of a player, especially when they have other players in the class, like a Julian Lewis, that you would just think, should probably be paid the most out of anybody in this class. Okay. Brady, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going off of what the boosters and different people connected to Colorado said, that they talked about it last night. He was literally going back and forth all day yesterday. Talked to some people this morning, said that it was probably going to be Colorado, and then out of nowhere, Michigan came in with one last offer with a lot of money. Like, no joke, a lot of money. And that is that's what happened. That's what happened. It's what college football is now, guys. So yeah, that's the only big one that didn't really end up materializing. The other thing, which if you guys saw or follow social media, Adam Munster Tiger posted it. I heard the same thing. A lot of others heard the same thing. There was a big fish that up until the last moment also, and that was Michael Carroll. So Michael Carroll, they thought last night they had him, and then he changed his mind last night a lot. Maddox, I don't have an exact number. I'm just told it's a crazy amount. Now, I will tell you what I heard about Alex Graham, which is he got about $400,000 to go to USC. A little over $400,000 to go to USC from what we're hearing. So Alex Graham got paid also to go to USC. Colorado just wasn't willing to pay Alex a lot. We saw him more as a depth piece, not necessarily, a day one playmaker. Which again, that's probably the reason USC grabbed him too. They need the depth. They need a player of his caliber, and he's going to be a good player. But it is what it is. He moves on, and that's where we're at. Let's see. I just said he got crystal ball yesterday. Yep, Northside. Alex, not really in there. Walter Taylor, yep, he hit the transfer portal. We'll talk about that here in a moment. But I want to get to the recruiting class first. Then I want to move on to the transfer portal because a lot of things have happened in the last 24 hours when it comes to potential players for Colorado. So there are players we need to look at. If you watched my last video talking about the wish list, guess what? Already 3 players on the wish list are in the portal, guys. It's happening. Okay. Everything's starting to spin. They're starting to come true. So really, really, really big deal. I did say we weren't going to get Boateng Carroll, but we did get 14 of our guys, so we good. Yeah, Coach Berry, it is. Yeah. And honestly, Boateng was a last minute thing. Carroll really, when it comes down to it, it's just hard to beat Bama. It really is. And then Boateng, we didn't want to fork up the money, in all honesty, for that. Lowell Jawan McCreary literally just hit the portal, but he's glad. Yeah, can we talk about him throwing the CU hat? Talk about karma. Guess what? You're not coming here. That is the problem with the kids right now and the recruiting, which is honestly why, no offense to Boateng, I don't think he's going to play at Michigan. So could he very well be in the transfer portal when everything is said and done next year? Probably. We're going to probably see another Jaquan McCroy because the IMG kids are going to come here. They're going to enjoy themselves. They're going to be loving it. And their one IMG teammate is going to be up there in Michigan by himself. And I guarantee you he's going to probably end up regretting that, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, Shador gifted Seaton $200 Maybach as a reward for his performance this season. Our team only. Our team only. Do you see things like that? TK, no corner in the class is crazy. I get that. We're not going to have that depth for a long term, but we did pretty well last year hitting the portal up for corners, did we not? DJ, Preston, Colton, all portal corners. So I believe that Coach Prime and the staff are going to hit the portal hard when it comes to corners, and that's just what we're going to see. Black Tay, Bear Alexander's going to Oregon. I'll just say that now. I did feel good. I told you it was a last minute thing with NOB. Yep, and M got it here. Great recruiting class. Let them overpay for NOB. If the kid's gonna get money, the kid's gonna get money. That's great for him. Bear Alexander will be a great D-line, but he is going, like I said, to Oregon. So that's what's going to happen there. I was just talking about landing people on signing day. I love our class and everyone who committed before today. They're locked in. They're locked in and they're happy. I'll take Juju over Alex any day. That's a winner in my book by a long shot. We definitely got to fill the spot, but it's 10 times harder to fill that than quarterback. Yeah, quarterback's our priority, guys. We wanted to spend all our money on quarterback. We're going to have money to spend in the portal. Coach Prime wants to spend his money in the portal. Okay? So, and this is where we're going to get to it. TK, yep. He was on our wish list from last stream. And guess what? He hit the portal. So there is a lot of movement already when it comes to our wish list. It looks like it's coming true, and so I think it's going to be plenty. And Black, again, it's plenty of corners in the portal. Yes, we're going to be fine, guys. Quarterback is the problem. We addressed it with Julian Lewis. We don't have to worry about that. And so overall, that's just, it's good business. 14 of 15 guys, nobody really flipping. TK Gucci knows what he's talking about, man. He knows what he's talking about when he put that wish list out. So be on the lookout. Keep an eye on him. It's going to happen. We need size. There's size already in the portal, guys, but it's going to get better. I'm going to show you guys today. We're going to go over that. But let's real quickly, we're going to first go over the recruiting class again. Remind everybody what we got today, right? What did we get today? So let me jump really quickly. We're going to go to the Buffalo page. We're going to go through each of our recruits real quick, just so you guys can be reminded of who we got. Of course, the last one, the latest one, was Christian Hudson, the UCF flip that we got a couple weeks back. 3, 4-star, depending on where you look. Defensive lineman out of Daytona Beach, Florida. Going to be a great piece to build around. I've put him in the same class as Brandon Davis Swain for how he was when he came in last year. So I think Christian Hudson's going to take a little time to develop, but you always need that depth on the defensive line as you build that up. And so I think that's where he's going to be. Oh, then we've got, of course, London Merritt, guys. London Merritt, this is a big one, okay? Even better than Christian Hudson, could be impactful this year on the defensive line, could bring some games and be a part of the rotations that we're going to have with our defensive edge room. From Atlanta, Georgia, of course, IMG Academy. Probably one of our top gets in the recruiting cycle, if I'm being honest. Of course, an Ohio State commit that we flipped. That is not something you hear every day. And so, really excited to see what London Merritt does. Then we've got, of course, Antonio Branch Jr., the safety. When Branch committed, guys, this is when I thought that Alex Graham was out because I felt like the freshman safety room was too big. It got too big too quick. And I felt like that was the moment that Alex Graham started looking elsewhere. So that is why, getting Antonio Branch makes it so that we're not hurting as much from losing Graham. I'm not going to be a USC fan here and say that, oh, we got the better player. It doesn't matter. We got Husan Longstreet and you got Juju. We're better. No, Alex Graham will be a good player. We have gotten a replacement. Okay. That just means kind of a 1-to-1. Who knows who will be the better player when it's all said and done, but getting Antonio Branch made Alex Graham expendable and allow us to keep some scholarships for some other things. So Antonio Branch out of Florida, another Florida boy coming to Colorado and Boulder. Here's the big one, Alexander McPherson, another defensive lineman. We've got 3 in the class, guys. McPherson, Hudson, London Merritt. Really, really good guys, of course. McPherson, originally from Florida, IMG kid, ready to go. I think he's going to be quite an impactful player. He is already pretty big. He's going to put on a lot of muscle here in the next couple months. I can feel it. And so I'm very excited to see what he turns into. Then we've got the big one, guys. And before I get to the big one, let's go ahead. Big TZ coming in with the super chat for $5. You know I come through for the stream, my guy. TZ, you're always here and always ready. So we've got Julian Lewis, our quarterback, QB1. No drama, no nothing. I heard people saying, oh, he's not locked in, or he didn't seem like he was that interested in signing with Colorado. Guys, this dude is locked in. He's focused. He's ready to win. And by the way, I hope you saw the video that CU posted today of him sitting on the throne, throwing the football back and forth. If you didn't, might as well go and show you the video, because guess what? This is the video that I talked about for weeks at a time. I talked about this video because this is the video that leaked from his trip and official visit to Boulder back in June. Okay. His dad accidentally posted the video back in June, and they had to take it down. Here's that video right here. If you want to go see it on my Twitter page, you can. It's Julian Lewis just talking about wanting to win. I think I actually posted it to my shorts on YouTube as well, so you can go watch that later. So that was what was available on right after his official visit that leaked from his dad, that a few of us caught before his dad removed it. And so that is what that looks like. If you want to see that, that was the video I've talked about before. Okay, outside of Julian Lewis, of course, number 1 quarterback, we're ready to go. We got Jay Gardenhire. Of course, the big man was challenged by the staff to get more in shape this year so that he could keep his commitment. Obviously, he did that. And that's what I love to see. So the New Jersey kid out of West Bloomfield High School coming to Colorado, gonna be offensive line depth for the future. Let's keep going. Oh, we got the big boy, Zane D'Souza out of Loveland, Colorado. The kid is staying home, playing in his backyard, tight end for Colorado. Hopefully, the 2 tight ends that we got today, recruiting-wise, can turn into long-term results and answers for Colorado in the tight end game. They possibly could. I would love to see them, be effective and play right away. I still think we'll be in on a tight end in the portal, and we've already got a candidate for that who has hit the portal that people are liking. Atkins, he's a Division II. He got picked up an offer from Colorado already, but a top Division II tight end in the country, trying to make the move up. got offered by Colorado, looks pretty good, could be a potential developmental player. But what I mean by that is he's ready to go right away, and he could be a kind of an under the radar type move. Of course, we've got Quinnell Farrakhan Jr. This dude is going to be a day one effective player for us. He's going to be a big part of this offense. When it comes to this team next year, he's got the size, he's got the speed out of Houston, Texas, North Shore High School. Quinnell Farrakhan already tearing up the playoffs, looking good. He's going to be coming in and looking to grab one of the receiver spots and be on this lineup on a day-to-day basis. But outside of him, of course, we've got Adrian Wilson, the other Texas receiver. As I like to call them, our trifecta. You've got Quinnell Farrakhan, Adrian Wilson, and Quentin Gibson. Quentin Gibson, who a lot of people thought were going to flip at the last moment. There was some buzz about TCU trying to swoop in last minute to get him to flip. He does not. He signs on the dotted line with Colorado, and we've got Quentin Gibson completing the Texas trifecta of wide receivers. And boy, the three of them are going to be the future of this receiving room. They are going to be big parts of this team going into next year. And I'm very excited to see what they do. Of course, we've got the big fella, Chauncey Gooden, offensive lineman, probably a guard when it all is said and done. Could he play next year? I'm little less hesitant to say that he immediately comes in and makes an impact. However, never say never. If he puts in the work this offseason, if he works with Coach Loadhold, again, you can't say never with these guys ever starting. And so Chauncey Gooden going to come in, and I'm glad we're going to have the guard position shored up for a while. Then the big one, Cardi Smith, USC commit, flip to Colorado. Right tackle, Cardi Smith. He is going to try and start day one, guys. Is he going to? I don't know. Again, you have to put in the work. Coach Prime will give you opportunities as a freshman to start if you deserve it. Look at Cash Cleveland. He was a walk-on. He started a bunch of games, played really well. If you put in the work, you are going to get your opportunity when it comes to Coach Prime. Now, the question is, when you get that opportunity, are you going to be ready? Are you going to be ready to do what you need to do and show up? And that's what we have to see day one. But I think Cardi Smith can be that. And then we have also got, I like to call him the committed one, the true buff, the guy who is probably the most buff type player, and that is Mantrez Walker. He has been committed since day one of our longest committed recruits, has absolutely loved this team, committed around the spring game last year, has been locked in since, took, I think, 2 trips total. Dude is looking so good, smart, fast. We're going to work on maybe a little bit of his size as best we can. That's the only thing that stopped him from being a 5-star per the scouting reports, guys. Okay, this isn't me talking. Scouting reports said that he could have been a 5-star linebacker if he was bigger. So I say that's a win because I think he can perform as an undersized linebacker compared to other linebackers out there. So Mantrez, a lock. And then, of course, the other tight end, Corbin Lazier. We've got D'Souza. We got Lazier. Lazier out of Tennessee, one of the top tight end recruits on the East Coast. We've got him coming in as well to shore up that tight end room. So overall, a really, really good recruiting class. I am happy with it, guys. You should be happy with it. This is right around the number that Coach Prime was shooting for. This is right around the number that we'll be shooting for each and every year, guys. I'm not kidding. Now, were there offers still on the table for Boateng and Carroll that would have put us at 16? Yes, but that's roughly still within the margin of error for what this team wants to put out there for high school recruits. So, real quick, before we get to portal stuff, I'm going to go into the chat here, and we're going to go through the comments and talk about it. And let's see. Okay, so with only 14 high school commits, that means tons of spots to bring in transfers. That's the goal each and every year. 20 to 30 transfers, guys. That is the goal, 20 to 30 transfers. I can see Jeremiah Brown, Trevor Woods, Dallin Hayden, a couple other guys at the transfer portal. Yep, I 100% believe that. Once we get that running back from OSU, we will lock up the Big 12 for 2025. Yeah, if Ollie Gordon's coming, guys, it's our conference to lose. It's our conference to lose. That would be unbelievable. I'll cry if we get Concepcion, but I feel he's a KSU lock. Let's see what happens, because I'm hearing stuff out of KSU that Avery Johnson may not be sticking around. Just small rumors out there. If they don't have Avery Johnson, they're not getting a receiver like Concepcion. I think we get him here in Colorado. Stat been training as a kid. Pete saying Michigan paid 2 Brinks trucks and a half for him. Like, what? The kid, even all that. I love him, and he's strong, and he's ready to go. He's not going to start at Michigan. And if he doesn't start, what does that do for his development? That's what these kids are going to start to realize, guys. Why go to a program that has a long, long line of players in front of you that you're going to have to battle? I get the whole competition thing. I do. I get that you should want to compete and take other people's spots. But there also comes a time where if the skill is even, the older player is going to win out. And so if you sit for a year, I don't think that helps your development sitting at practice, when you could go to a program where there is spots for you to start right away. And I think we're going to see that more and more in the future. I do. I think that's why we're seeing this year so many non-undefeated teams, so much parity in college football. I think it is because the skill is starting to spread out and go to other teams. If I can get paid to go to this other team and start day one, why wouldn't I do that rather than go to this team and sit day one, if that makes sense? So I do think we're going to see that more and more as the transfer portal era continues. But if the kids want to go to these big time schools, if they want to take a big payday to go sit for a year, more power to them. We're seeing right now a lot of guys who had Colorado as a finalist last year and decided not to come here aren't back in the portal. And that's because they went to blue blood programs where they sat for a year. And we all called it that they were going to sit for a year. Go to a school where you can play. It doesn't have to be just Colorado, but right now, a lot of these positions we were going after have spots open for them to come in and compete and have a chance to start. Whereas the other blue blood programs have so many darn players at each position that it becomes very difficult as a freshman to start day one. Does not mean that you're not better than them, does not mean you could become better than them, because I've heard that too. I've heard some USC fans say, well, this person couldn't come to USC because they're not good enough to start, but they're good enough to start at Colorado. And then the question is, well, yeah, so they suck. No, you have players that are proven in a position. You're not just going to pass them off for an unproven player. But that unproven player could still come in and be an unbelievable player and be just as good, if not better. So you have to be able to give them that opportunity. And right now, a lot of the bigger programs do not have those opportunities. The lineman who shunned us for Oregon went to a place that was 5-6 players deep at his position. He didn't see the field, and now he's back in the portal because he wants to play because, again, development a little bit slower. And now he's probably not even starting next year for them if he stays. And now he's wasted 2 years of not playing football. Chauncey's a good one. Agreed. Still all in on Davis Swain. Redshirt year. High school tape's great. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. A reporter asked Prime about his kicker situation. Prime said he got a kicker and done taking care of the touchback. Yeah, it's coming in the portal, guys. I'm telling you, Coach Prime and the team have a list of portal targets already. They know who they're going after. They know who they're bringing in. Besides the surprises that might hit the portal that maybe they weren't expecting, and then they go after, they know for the most part who they're going after. That's why this wish list that we have for the portal, there's something to it. Okay, guys, there's something to it. There is some actual direction to it. So pay attention. Pay attention. And this is true too. In regards to Boateng getting overpaid, people are worth what someone will pay. It is supply and demand. If somebody wants to pay him all that money, then they believe he's worth it, and he's going to go there for that money. Colorado determined that it wasn't worth it to them. They wanted to use the money elsewhere if they needed to pay that much. Michigan threw the bag, but the Underwood flip makes a good opportunity. I agree. Hey, I'm not, by the way, I am not talking trash on Michigan. I think this year will be an anomaly for them. I think that because of how bad this year went, they did get a ton of money from boosters who didn't want that to happen again. And now they're able to really attack this team and get better overnight. And they're doing that. So I'm not saying that Boateng's not going to go to Michigan and be successful as far as the team goes. I'm saying more personally, is he going to get the opportunities that he would have had here? It seems like a 5-star quarterback should be weighted more. Again, it's like the NFL. You guys, you can pay what you want, but when stuff comes down to it, who gets paid the most? Quarterbacks. Who gets paid the second most? Tackles. Who gets paid, and so forth. So that does happen. But if you already have some of those players under your belt and you just need one specific piece, you might overpay for it in college because remember, there's no salary cap. So it pretty much going to be all portal for the defensive line. Yep. Cardi needs a lot of work. He'll get it. Hate to say with the portal, I'm not so concerned with recruiting. It is what it is. It's the new thing. I'm cool with recruiting, but let's not act like we are in the upper echelon. Well, we're not. We don't need to be. Again, these blue blood programs are bringing in like 30, 40 guys who are freshmen. 10 of those are going to be impactful players. They're just sitting 30 other guys to sit there to potentially hit the portal. That is what Coach Prime said. That is his words, by the way. That's not me. That's his words. Why load up your room with quote-unquote developmental players when I can load up the room on playmakers and then portal playmakers, guys who are ready to go and just have a stronger team overall than have a team of starters and have a team of developmental future players. C recruiting player average comes out as 20th in the country. We're still top echelon. There it is, TK. Trade Jeremiah Brown for Jeremiah Trotter. We'll talk about Trotter here in just a little bit. We need to stop glazing Ollie. We'll see. I'll stop glazing him when the season starts. I don't think they pay a guy like Gordon. It's not what we're hearing. Anybody from USC can't talk about sucking. Yeah. Out of all the recruits today, who do you say is a potential day one starter? That is a good question. Thank you, Ron, for the question. That is a very good one. I got to think about this. A guaranteed starter, Julian Lewis. I think that's your potential day one. I know it's a cheap cop-out. Outside of that, I think one of the receivers, Quentin Gibson, Quinnell Farrakhan, I think one of those guys could definitely start day one. I think that's what we're looking at, really, if I'm being truthful. Don't want any Nebraska players except for Barney. I don't know. If we could get some of those defensive linemen that hit the portal, those guys are good. Trust me, guys. They are really good. You like that freshman portal receiver CU offered today? I do. I think that would be a great get. We do need that. We do need depth on the center spot. Jaquan McCoy in the portal. That's what you get for throwing a CU hat, guys. Michigan's starting to sound like they're the Yankees of college football. Just throw a bunch of, they're literally admitting to it. Barstool Presidente saying how much he's giving, saying that he's working with the wife of the third richest man in the world who loves Michigan football, and they're putting up millions and millions of dollars for 1 year. Yeah, they are going to pay for a lot of stuff. Pete, I will cover this here in a moment. Good linebackers in the portal. There are already, and there could be more in the upcoming days. We got to save some money if Ryan Day gets fired. Yeah, we got to save some money for the portal, guys. There's going to be some surprises, I'm telling you. Things that we're going to want to go for. We have a ton of wide receivers to 25. Prime brings in more from the transfer portal. Caleb Mathis gone. Have a hard time getting time. I also can see Timmons. Yeah, I think both those are good, Barry. You're right on when you say that. I'll stop glazing him when the season starts. I want Ollie. I can say it, guys. I want Ollie Gordon on Colorado. I don't even care. And when the season starts and he's not on Colorado, then I'll move on. That'll be my guy, guys. That'll be my guys through the offseason. Northwestern guard entered. Yep, he was second in his position. Brett Bartolone mentioned the Washington State OC job. Hope we keep him. We'll have to see. Wondering if Ollie Gordon is coming. We will find out, guys. If he hits the portal, he's coming. I'm telling you. Okay, so that's what you're watching for. If Ollie Gordon officially hits the portal, then he is coming to Colorado. Okay? TK's with me. I don't care. I want Ollie. We all want Ollie. You can't not say that he is a good running back. Go watch the tape. We've seen him actually produce. He is a veteran dude. If he came to Colorado and we ran the ball with him, he would be ridiculous. Hey, go ahead, but because of NIL, there will be no team leagues above any other. Michigan will spend and they will still lose. It's the same reason that the Yankees don't win the World Series every year, guys. Money only buys you so much. You've got to actually be able to determine who is talented. Okay? There's a thing called Moneyball. You can find value players, but you've got to be a talented person at determining skill. Okay? And I'm trusting our recruiting staff. I'm trusting our coaches. I'm trusting Coach Prime. They know what they are looking for, guys. Just look at who came this year and what they did. Okay? Obviously, there are players out there that are obvious, really good players that are going to cost money. Can I find a player who could maybe live up to that hype, who is cheaper? Now I'm in business. That's sports. That's business. Yeah, Demistocles, Ollie's the best running back prospect in all of sports. Yep. Amos Talele, 6'5", 330, top offensive line guard and center for USC. Man, USC down bad, baby. USC down bad. Ollie Gordon would be running back one. Yep, he is. Janetra, in your opinion, is there a highly coveted player in the portal worth throwing the bag at? We're hoping to hit the portal. I think what we've been talking about, Ollie Gordon is that type of player, okay? If he hits the portal, you spend the money necessary to bring him in, okay? That is a game changer at a position we desperately need. So Ollie Gordon would be that all-star portal. You know, Hicks got it. What about an all-star portal running back? Ollie Gordon is that. That is our target. I would love him. Okay, we all want him. We all do. Okay, so easily enough. This is another one. Okay, Kevin Concepcion, 5'11", 186, 124 receiving, 1655, and 18 touchdowns, 2 years at NC State. This dude would come in day one and be our LeJohntay Wester replacement. Okay, he is that day one LeJohntay Wester replacement, while Quentin Gibson is the long-term LeJohntay replacement. Like Michigan didn't win it all last year and then beat Ohio State. They're always going to kill. They are. It's the name, guys. They're historic. They always will be. I'm still in the camp where I think Ollie goes pro. If he doesn't, I'd love him to be above. I get it. He absolutely could still go pro. I made my case for why he might not, why it's looking that way. And hey, if it happens, great. If he goes pro, he goes pro. But that would be a massive get. Oregon with Phil Knight has the largest NIL bag in the country, and they are winning. They've got a good coach, too. Again, everybody knows my opinion on Dan Lanning. You can throw it in the chat. But he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing when it comes to talent. He knows what he's doing when it comes to being able to pay players. That's where it's at. Concepcion probably going to K-State to join his brother. What if K-State doesn't have a quarterback? Does he go then? Jamari Butler, yes. Coach Barry, this is what I was talking about. Defensive lineman from Nebraska, yes. Jamari Butler, 6'5", 268 pounds. D-line junior, 7 tackles, 2 sacks. He is good, guys. If we could get him, that is your replacement for a Chidoze. Replacement at defensive tackle would be really good. Zulus, we have met so many receivers already. We will continue to have them, guys. We're going to get more. You can never have enough receivers. Ollie might need CU too. Exactly, King John. That's what I'm saying. His draft stock took a massive hit. Not to mention, they've got Ashton Genty in this class. Okay, he's not going first round anymore. If he wants to go first round, come back, dominate another year, be the top running back in the draft, be a first rounder next year. Okay, it helps both teams. It's a win-win. CU needs interior D lineman. That's going to be a for sure grab. Oregon, my least favorite team. I can't even watch the Broncos because of Bo Nix. I know I had a hard time latching on to Bo because of his Oregon ties. He's growing on me, guys. He's growing on me. I feel Jalen Wester can start next year. I think he can, absolutely. I think he will. I think he's one of the starters, guys. I think he's one of the starters at linebacker, and I think we go get a portal guy like Trotter, who we'll talk about in a second. Nebraska linemen in the portal are following their coach. Yeah, that's what I figured, by the way. I'm not saying that we have a chance at them. If we had a chance at them, go get them for sure. But yeah, they're following their coach to FSU. After what happened with Kansas State versus injuries, we will continue to hoard elite wide receivers. Yep, we cannot lose depth. Kansas State #1 wide receiver just hit the portal. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does, guys. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I could see that quarterback room getting a shakeup at Kansas State. I hope he's my favorite player, guys. Omarion's my favorite player. I truly do hope he comes back and is as good, if not better, than what he was before. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to bring back up this list, guys. This, of course, is Gucci's top 10 portal wish list. And, guys, we've already got people hitting the portal from this list. Number 3, Jeremiah Wilson, cornerback, University of Houston. He has entered the portal. He is on Colorado's radar, by the way. They have reached out. So that one is already coming true. Keep going. Number 8, Josiah Trotter, linebacker, West Virginia. We talked about him last stream. He just hit the portal, guys. It's happening. So I think he could be a linebacking portal target. I think him and Wester could start at linebacker for next year, and we would do just fine. Then number 9 just hit the portal as we were going live. Dylan Thieneman, safety at Purdue. I want to show you guys a little bit about him. Here he is. Dylan Thieneman, 2023 Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Freshman All-American, 210 tackles, 9 pass breakups, 7 tackles, and 6. Count them. 6 interceptions as a safety. Okay? That is a guy that Colorado needs to be paying. Right there. Go get Dylan Thieneman to start at safety for us. Day 1, he would come and do a wonderful job. That is the type of guy I hope we get. And that is why he was on Gucci's wish list. I mean, look at that. He showed up. I'm telling you guys, be prepared. The guys on this list are most likely hitting the portal, and then they're going to be targets for Colorado. I truly feel that way when it comes to the portal targets that are out there. Okay. NFL doesn't like high usage college running backs anymore. Running backs in general are just hard to get drafted out high. You have to be a game-changing running back, and there's not that many very often anymore. The whole Nebraska hitting, they pretty much are. Bud Elliott said that there are rumors about Avery Johnson going to FSU and playing in Malzahn's system. I'm telling you, there's smoke where there's fire. I didn't just hear it from Bud Elliott. I'm hearing it from multiple people that Avery Johnson is probably hitting the portal, guys. Teasy, I know what you mean. Hopefully let go of Oregon hate in the coming year, except for Lanning. Hate Lanning. Want to punch him in the face. Come to DB University. Biggest need, replacing Chidoze. Yep. Spencer Fana would love to get the Polys in the fold. There's a reason he is on this list, guys. He would be an unbelievable get at offensive lineman. Talk about having one of the best offensive lines in the country. You add a guy like that to it, along with the other guys we have in the fold, and maybe add 100%. 210 tackles as a safety is crazy. It's not just that, the interception numbers, guys. 6 picks as a safety, as a corner, that would be good. But as a safety? Man. I'm going to watch Dylan game tape tonight. That's some interesting news. Yeah, Coach Barry, let me know what you think. We'll do another stream later this week. Let me know what you see. I'm going to be watching some tape as well for him, Jeremiah Wilson, Josiah Trotter. But yeah, Dylan is one to look at, guys, for safety. He is going to be good. I am saying I think we go after the Kansas State wide receivers pretty good. We're going to go after a top receiver, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay, we're going to be in the conversation with every top receiver in the portal. We'll probably get 1 or 2. Okay, 1 or 2. Backup quarterback, yeah, we'll get a quarterback. We still need a kicker. We've got a kicker coming. Trust me, we will have one. What, Fano said he's a running back? Did that change? Is he wanting to be a running back? If Avery Johnson leaves, that would be Dylan Edwards due with that. He went back to K-State to play with his close friend. Yeah, maybe he goes to FSU with him. They go to Florida. See you as a linebacker who was Alabama's Defensive Player of the Year last year. I think he's related to the Hoods. Wonder how he is progressing. Not sure. I mean, if we haven't seen it, since Shiloh was our hardest hitting DB, who will fill those shoes? The Eneman could. But I don't want a hard hitting guy. I want a guy who just tackles every single time. I don't need the hard hit. I don't. That's not part of the game anymore. You hurt your team more than you help your team because you end up with a targeting penalty. I mean, it happens more often than not. I don't care which wide receiver, just as long as Omarion Miller's starting. Agreed. I want him to start. Did Lee Hunter have a great game against CU? I don't remember him at all. Defensive tackle from UCF. I don't know if he played, guys. I think Lee Hunter sat out this year. Let me double check. If I remember who he is, I think he sat out. He was trying to play in our game, and he had an injury. Let me see. Lee Hunter. Lee Hunter might not be hitting the portal. He just talked crap on one of his teammates for entering the portal. I don't know, guys. Oh, look at this. Q coming in with the $10 super chat. Russ, well, so far the linebacker just went in the portal. DB, he's planning to enter. On top of that, like I said, when it came to that list, Jeremiah Wilson also did hit the portal. Number 3, the cornerback, he has hit the portal. So they're happening. You're 100% right. Thank you for pointing that out. Appreciate the super chat as always. Thank you so much. Very, very smart. Yes. No, Fano said he was staying at Utah. Okay. He very well could. Outside of Lee Hunter, what other quality defensive tech? I mean, there's been a bunch that have already entered. I haven't looked too much into that just yet. But yeah, thanks for the intel. Pretty sure there's wide receiver from Tulsa we just offered. Yep, he did. We did. Actually, I had him pulled up, guys. Thank you for reminding me. Let me pull him back up. I literally had him in one of my tabs open to show you guys. There it is. Yep. Okay. So Tulsa, transfer wide receiver Joseph Williams in the portal, 6'2", 195 freshman. 30 catches for 588 yards, 5 touchdowns as a freshman, including 3 100-yard games with a touchdown. He is the AAC Freshman of the Year, has hit the portal. Guys, that is probably one of our main targets. Yes, we did offer him. By the way, as confirmed by Gucci, Williams has already been offered by Colorado. So, good on you for bringing that up. Appreciate you. Omarion Miller will be number 1 wide receiver. He has better hands than Will Shepard. I agree with that 100%. Purdue is not a good team. No, that's why he's leaving. If you're good, if you're the best player on a bad team, you want to go play for a good team. Cam Michael, being healthy is a big plus. Yep, I know. We're going to laugh. I'm going to post every one of these. Jaquan McCroy, throw that Buffs hat, see what happens. C5 will be one of the star wide receivers. I'm very interested to see how C5 does. Backup quarterback. I don't know. We could go after some of the mid-range guys. You know, maybe Sluka wants to come. He only left New Mexico because of, or UNLV? UNLV, New Mexico? I get those two mixed up all the time. He only left because they didn't pay him his money. Like, if you say you're going to pay somebody something and you don't, that's a good reason to leave. Getting someone like him to maybe come be backup, maybe play, I don't know. That could be a possibility. Yeah, Micah Hudson, we're definitely going after him. I definitely think that we are going after Micah Hudson as well. We'll be in talks with that. I think we need 2 good defensive tackles. We need more than 2, I think. I think 3 to 4 is probably where we're at. Keyshawn Silver, defensive tackle from Kentucky. That's another. I'll put him on my list to look at. Russ, what position from the portal should Colorado target? I'd like to see defensive back, safety, corner. I think that's a priority. Running back, at least one. Defensive tackle, we definitely need, and linebacker, we for sure need. So linebacker and defensive back would be my answer for the most important that I think we're going to get. I think we're going to be in on him. I do. I think, honestly, guys, we're going to be offering all these receivers, and whoever picks us first is probably who gets us. I don't think that there's going to be any. There's some good wide receivers, but they're a dime a dozen. Look at what's happening. I mean, there's so many entering the portal. It doesn't have to be forced by Colorado. I mean, Jackson Arnold may want to go start somewhere, guys. I don't know if he's at that point yet where he would accept the backup role. That's part of the reason he'd be leaving Oklahoma. So I don't think so. Juju going to be able to tie his shoes in the pocket and still make a touchdown pass. I like to hear that. I want to see that, guys. I really, really do. Keyshawn Silver has the most upside at defensive tackle coming out of the portal right now. Let me pull up some of the portal guys, okay? So 2025 portal. I just love that Jaquan is in the portal. I so want to go troll him. You guys should all be trolling him. Like, that's what you get for throwing the Colorado hat. Okay. I'm going to update to the top portal players so that we can view that real quick, see if that's changed at all. Again, we looked at this last stream. Jaheim Otis still up there. Concepcion, Hudson, Jonte Cook. Connor Wegman, that's a newer one up top. He is a 4-star rated quarterback. Eric Rivers was there. Julian Humphreys was there. Jackson Arnold officially hitting the portal. 4-star quarterback transfer. Miller Moss, 4-star transfer. Caden Salter, 3-star. Omari Kelly, Gabriel, Malachi Coleman, Justin Martin, Cole Wisniewski. Oh, where are these guys you guys are talking about? Where's Kershawn Silver? Did I pass him? Or is he not officially in the portal yet? Well, let's go search for him, shall we? Okay. Silver? Let's take a look at Kershawn Silver. He's not even in here. We sure that's his name? Is he 2025? Oh, I'm looking at recruits. We'll just Google search. Kershawn Silver. There he is. Okay, let's take a look. He was a 5-star prospect, 98 overall, coming in as a looks like 2023. Okay. Entered the portal from Kentucky. Okay, so they haven't updated. 24/7 has not updated their portal rankings yet. So it looks like he is not in there just yet. I'll be interested to see what he shows up as. Silver in the portal should have been a target last year. Oh, hello. Heart of Sports. I know Keyshawn personally. I hope he calmed that ego down because, boy, oh, that's not good. That may put him out on Colorado, guys. Off topic, but I want LSU in the bowl game. Hey, buddy, I love that. I would love to get a bigger team. I don't think that's happening, guys. Why would he leave USC for UCF? Can you tell me? And he's got the resources at USC. I don't get where that came from. I would love it. I would love to see him leave USC, but same call. Yep, Kentucky, where the Wade brothers came from. I wonder if they have connections to him. Maybe you want to bring him in. I need linebackers. Yeah, I need someone that don't mind hitting, getting dirt. We need another Nikai Hill Green, guys, and we saw where we got him. So I'd have faith in this team, guys. I really do. I have faith in this recruiting staff to go get us some more tight ends that are going to be really good. Gonna be really, really good. Trying to see if there's any more updates really when it comes to recruiting and whether or not we have some more big portal entries. It does not look like it. We really do just yet. Looks like Nick Martin left Oklahoma State. Oh, yeah, declaring for the draft. Ollie gave him a good luck, guys. Oh, let's see. Anything of interest, guys? I don't think so. I mean, this is a good, by the way, graphic. There's your recruiting class for this year. Okay, guys, let's see. We'll go through the chat a little bit more before we hop off for the day. I don't want to play BYU. I wish we could play an SEC, Miami, and Oregon. I agree. I don't want to play BYU. We're going to play them again next year. Not fun. I think the recruiting team will do what they did last year and bring in production, not project. That's a good way of putting it. That's a good way of putting it. Riley just had great recruiting, so he just needs to out-recruit Oregon and SoCal. Better said than done, but yeah, I don't see why he would go to UCF. I saw that rumor. I just don't get it. This is what we really need. We need a whole defense in the Kai Hill Greens. Dia Hicks, new sub. Appreciate you guys. Guys, we have grown by 1,000 subs in the last week, okay? And we are skyrocketing even more. So I appreciate you, Dia, for subbing. I appreciate all of you guys for subbing if you guys are here. Any news about the bowl? We'll find out this weekend, the official, but it's looking like Alamo Bowl against BYU is a lock, guys. It really does, based on the qualifications. I really think that we're just going to see the Alamo Bowl against BYU. I do. I really do. Lamont Rogers, 6'6", offensive tackle, 5-star, decommitted from Missouri and Texas A&M chasing him. I bet if Texas A&M's chasing him, they got him. Thieneman's probably out on CU if Graham getting 400K is unproven. Thieneman is arguably best safety. Yeah, but Heart of Sports, that's the point. They'll pay for production. Why pay $400 for $400,000 for an unproven player when we can pay more for a production safety in Thieneman? So I don't think it's going to be money that's going to stop us from a guy like Thieneman. It's going to be Thieneman that decides where he's going. Okay? It's going to be the player that decides where they end up. Money is not going to be that big of a deal this portal season. And that's why you don't spend money on Graham or Boateng, is because you want to keep that money for portal players rather than spending it all on high school recruits who are not maybe going to pan out like we've been seeing. Okay? There it is. CU Buffs 96 gets it. Production over unproven players. We will take the portal player at the same place with production versus paying the freshmen who we have no idea if they're going to be able to be successful. The one caveat to that is a player like Jordan Seaton, is a player like Julian Lewis. Those are players that I am fine with paying a lot for because I feel like they're locks. They're for sure things. But anything else out of that, you're risking it. You're risking it. Just joined. Do you have a current lineup of what we have received? Are we talking about high school recruits? Is that what you're saying? I literally just had it up. Give me a second here. Where is it? I pulled it up. Let me bring it back up for you guys real quick. I assume you mean oh, I can't find it. Yeah, we've got 14 recruits that we signed, guys. 14 recruits. If you missed out earlier, I mean, overall, solid high school recruiting class for what Coach Prime is trying to get. He is not trying to overburden the team with a bunch of scholarship freshmen who are not going to produce or perform. He is more looking for the proven versus the unproven, and that's just where it is, okay? That's just where it is. Oh, I found it. I found it just for you. I'll keep this up while we go through the last comments. That is our recruiting class right now. Alex McPherson, by the way, is at the bottom. It's covered up. I wouldn't say Boateng sucks. I wouldn't say he sucks. He's a good player, and this is true. Don't do that. He's good. He just chose a different path. I get it. Another good one, Visan Lang, 6'4", 340-pound freshman center, planning to enter the transfer portal of Tennessee. You got me interested. You got me interested. I'm kind of pissed they're leaving. Hey, we enjoyed it, guys. We enjoyed it. 2 years, VHF, 2 years. The contract for that portal thing lasts 2 years. So we've got 2 more years of being considered a Pac-12 team when it comes to bowl bids. Yep, I take production college players over high school recruits any day. It's just smart business, guys. It is. It's just smart business. Okay, well, I appreciate you guys for joining. We're going to go live again later this week. I'm trying to get something set up with David Talks Buffs. No Buff Blitz tonight. He's feeling under the weather. He did a short stream today. We're going to try and do something at the end of the week, talk about the whole week, talk about what's happening in the portal, talk about what's happening in recruiting, continue that on, get each other's comments, thoughts, ideas. So appreciate you. Make sure you're subscribed, have the bell on so you guys know when I go live, okay, in case some breaking news occurs. Also, make sure you like this on the way out, guys. Absolutely been loving the likes on videos the last week or so. It's absolutely helped because those likes are what determine people watching this after the live. And so that is going to be, yes, VHS this year, next year. Okay, so we got one more year after this, and then we're done with the Pac-12 stuff. Appreciate you, Ricky. I really do. Thank you for joining in. Go back, watch the beginning again. Michael made a mistake. Was that you, Michael? For the Boateng sucks? Hilton Stubbs, another safety, 4-star, just decommitted from Miami, 2025. Maybe. Yep, Dylan, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. Hope you enjoyed early signing day. And guys, we are just getting started. This weekend is the portal. Monday, all hell will break loose as the portal officially opens. Guys, pay attention, okay? There are going to be more guys. And I want you guys, by the way, do me a favor. Go bookmark this. Start watching. Okay, start watching. How many of these guys hit the portal? We're at 3 so far. 3 of the 10. Pay attention because this is going to be jumping. This is who we need to go after. So let's see what's going on. What's the name of the freshman receiver that got the offer today? Are you meaning the transfer player? That is the guy from Tulsa. I'll pull him up there. Joseph Williams. If you guys want to go look, Joseph Williams offered by Colorado, freshman from Tulsa looking to transfer in. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the next stream as always. And Sco Buffs.